Hi, this is Bruce with BruceDoesItAll.com. Today we're going to be looking at a door and letting you know when is the time for you to replace it and when is it time just to fix some of it. So the door we have today we'll take a look at now. Okay, here's a exterior side door into a garage. When you look at the frame, everything seems like it looks pretty good. This is, however, a wrap around the wood frame, so it appears to be in great shape. But when you look closer, door closes, but you'll see that they've been adding a sealer on there to try and get it to close. And when you look at the door, you start seeing that there's some problems on the door. Now, if there was nothing wrong with the actual frame of the door, you could just replace the slab of the door. Since this one is separating and coming apart, this door clearly needs to be replaced. Now we have to look at the frame of the door. And you can see the bottom part is all rotted. And it's just sliding all over the place. So there's a problem. When you look at the actual frame, you can push that away, so that's rotting too. So for this customer, a full replacement is required. So if you're looking for a good contractor, you want them to explain to you why the door needs to be replaced versus, well, it's just not good. Clearly, I've showed this customer the frame is rotting, the door is rotting, there's really nothing to be saved. And once we pull off this wrap that's on here, you can see the nails on there. So they put a few nails on, they bend it and wrap it around the wood. And most likely, there's probably some rotting issues on the door too. So moisture's getting in here. Whether it was just at the bottom because the seal stopped closing tight, or if it was coming in around underneath this wrap. We'll find out more about that when we pull this out, which I'm going to take it apart now, and I'll show you if I find something that indicates that it's leaking from around by the siding, if it's coming in from up above, or if it was just something that's going to happen on the bottoms of doors. This does happen if you don't get them closed all the way. You start getting moisture inside. If it's raining and the door's not sealed up, that moisture is going to get inside and it'll start rotting the material. That's no good. Except on the new door that we've got, they won't have to worry about that because the frame itself, this is all vinyl material. The jamb and everything is vinyl, so the new door will never have that problem. The only thing that can go bad on this door is the door slab itself, and that could be replaced for a lot less money than a full frame replacement. So I'll be back once I've got this door pulled out. So here you have the wood that's behind the wrap. This was either replaced or they just put this on and wrapped it right away. But the good news is we're not seeing any water staining up above here. So that means it's not leaking from above and from the siding. And then when we come down to the bottom, you see there's that's the staining that you'd be looking for. That'll tell you if you're getting rotting or water, at least water leaking that leads to the rotting. So it's just at the bottom. So it's probably just poorly sealed at the bottom. So moisture was able to get in at the bottom there, whether it was just from the snow, because we're in cold climate here. Get lots of snow. It's about 20 degrees today. So I'm all dressed up in my warm clothes. But we're going to get this pulled out the rest of the way. You can see the rot now. And I'll be back in a little bit. Now that we got the door out, the frame out, I can see most likely what was happening is, see that moisture staining right there? And this is the siding, comes to here and then stops. On this side it actually goes all the way down here, but there's a hole here. And when you have a wood brick mold and a wood jamb, that moisture can get access to it right here, and so it's probably getting in on these bottom corners here. What they should have done to prevent that is to fill this end with caulking or spray foam, so that'd be sealed up so the moisture couldn't get up into the jamb of the door. So we got the new opening ready for the door. It's all cleaned up, or should I say the old opening. We got a good bead of caulking down there at the bottom of the door, so when the door slides in, you get a good seal at the bottom of the door. Once we get this put in place, slide it in, we will finish up with some spray foam along the sides and top of the door. The outside gets caulking, and we'll show you where we put that. Door's been installed. The old trim was put back on per homeowner request. Got an electronic keypad. We've caulked all the joints, caulked the bottom so water can't get in there anymore. Caulked that corner down there where I said the water was getting in before, or snow, so no longer can that get in. We use a limestone caulk to go with the sidewalk, and the white color with everything else. So your contractor should clean up after himself. Really shouldn't look like anybody was there when they're done. If you got any questions, go to brucedoesitall.com.